No, this book is hopefully as an escape to everything that you might be struggling with. It's just a reflection of my life and how I have lived with this philosophy of do epic shit, which has been my life motto for several years. And all that I've done is just documented my journey in a book that hopefully everyone would like and appreciate.
You know, I read bits of this book, and the one thing that really stuck with me was how it starts by a very humbling thing, that it does not teach you anything new. It does not tell you something you haven't heard about. This is essentially something to tell you before you go to sleep at night that, you know, things are going to be all right.
Yes.
Is that the right sense that I'm picking up?
Very much so, very much so. It's a compilation of just my life experiences, and I've had a wonderful life and a fantastic up and down journey. So this is just me documenting it in a way that's not biographical, but in the same sense leaves people with a thought to reflect upon, and hopefully through that get them to do epic shit.
Right. So for all of you who don't know Ankur, you're probably living under a rock by now, but if you don't know, he's somebody who's these days called a finfluencer. Influencer.
I don't even know what names here. So many of them.
You've been talking to people in your own community on various social media platforms, telling them how that even the lowest moments on your life give you sort of an opportunity to rise up. Now, this is an idea everybody keeps talking about. What's different in this book?
I think it's just my story and the relevance that people find in it. It's like a Bollywood movie where you would have pretty much the same flow, the same storyline, but some parts of it resonate with you and you find your own life somehow playing on that screen. And that's what I've done. It's not so much about do this, do that, do this, do that, because everyone knows of it. But it's like when it happened to me, and a lot of shit has happened to me, this is how I dealt with it. And I hope that that in some way gives you the confidence that you can too, because I'm not the smartest person I know. I'm not the most hardworking person I know. And if I can do that, frankly, anybody else can.
So people should take away from some life lessons and sort of reflect back. So there are lots of relationships that you talk about in this book. There is relationship with money, something that you're known to ace already. There is relationship with time, and then there is relationship with self. If I gave you like 1 minute to sort of describe each of these, and perhaps put them in order also for us, and especially current generation.
Sure.
How would you play that?
I think your relationship with money drives most of your external actions and your biases towards how you want to think about your life. Your relationship with time gets you to accomplish those things in a manner that you feel in control or not. And your relationship with your own self is the constant story that you're telling yourself of whether you are actually hitting it or not. And I've met so many successful people who on record are successful and yet not comfortable with where they are. And I've met so many people who on paper would be like, hey, that person is a loser, but they're just so wonderfully connected with their own selves. And I feel everything then boils down to how they think of money in their life, how do they deal with time when they have that, and what is the relationship and the story they keep telling themselves.
You're sort of describing the Instagram generation right now.
Yeah, largely so. And that is who I speak with. I'm 41. And the big thing that happened, Sonal, in the last 1.5 years was I began speaking to a generation which is largely 18 to 24. And it was a whole new world that opened up for me because they are not nearly going through the same experiences that perhaps you and I did. And we had a very different time where the internet came into our life and did transform, but then this generation was born into the internet and they are consuming it vividly and in a manner that can be immensely helpful, but immensely detrimental basis how you deal with it and your own self.